dud kind of people that have no ambition, no drive. So you need to put yourself in a position where people who are trying to better themselves in some way, shape, or form, where you're going to be around them. So let's go through that right now. All of you who don't go to the gym, you need to get your ass to the gym. You can go to Crunch Fitness, you can go to Planet Fitness. It's like $9, $10 a month, no initiation fee. First of all, you need to physically get fit. You need to work out, that's one. The second thing is, there are other people that are also trying to get fit, also have careers, also have families, also have houses. They have kids. They have reasons why they're trying to get fit. So they're like-minded people like you. Typically, fit people aren't just fit in their life and then they suck at everything else. Typically, they're pretty good in several other areas. You guys all with me out there?
Yes.
You take a fit guy, a guy who has pretty good workout ethic at the gym, chances are his money is trying to get better too. Chances are he's got a pretty good marriage, he's got pretty good kids. He's probably doing good in several areas of his life. You just don't have a really fit person that's completely broke, they're alcoholics, they're drug addicts, they just got out of jail, they're no good. That typically doesn't happen. So people who are trying to get good in one area, they're usually trying to get good in multiple areas. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, so if you're not going to the gym right now, you're blowing it. All of you guys here, one, you need the fitness, you need to strengthen your body, strengthen your bones. So you need to go to the gym, and while you're at the gym, you need to also start making new friends. Here's the deal. The friends you have right now have led you to exactly where you're at right now. The degree of income you have right now, your income is right here, is because of the friends and the associations you currently have. You want to make more, you need to go get more. Is that correct? Yes. So you need to forge new friendships with new people. Remember what I've said before? You're not going to get rich from the people you already know. Have you ever heard me say that?
Yes.
So you're not going to get rich from the people you already know. You're going to get rich from the people you haven't yet met. So the people you've not met before, you've not introduced yourself to, those are the ones that are going to bring you your newfound wealth. And you need to quickly put yourself in position where you start forging those relationships. These relationships need to be initiated by you. They need to be initiated by you. It's not going to be initiated by them. Most people, if you have a job somewhere, your job is not to go up to strangers and talk to them. Can you imagine like you're a manager at a call center? That just came to my mind. You're a manager at a call center, and you're at a public place, you're at IHOP, you're not talking to the other family right there that also has a kid, like, oh, if they're strangers, like, keep away from me, right? We're the friendly type. We approach people. So you need to put yourself in a position where you initiate the conversation, you initiate the contact with these people, so the gym is important. By the way, you hear me say that, and some of you guys, this whole week will go by, you still won't go work out. Now, why you don't listen to what I tell you is beyond my thoughts. I don't comprehend that. So all of you guys here, once again, I'm going to tell you, go to the gym. Don't make money or time an excuse. You make the time, and you also can afford it. It's $10. You tell me you have a problem with $10 a month, you got a major issue. Major, major issue. $10 a month? I don't know, cut cable. Eat less dessert or whatever you eat. Right? Eat less and cut something so you can go to the gym. You need to have $10 a month. And by the way, there's plenty of places that have zero initiation. Is that correct? Yes. Plenty of gyms. There's a local gym close to you that you need to go to, and you need to go make friends. Okay, so recently Core and I started working out together, and he'll tell you right in the middle of a set, I'm just looking around, Core's doing a set, and I'm waiting for him, and I'm looking around, where are you, Prospect, right? Boom! Hey, man, that's a nice shirt. Where'd you get that at? Your shoes. People have something. People always have something right here, like go get it, or to the top, or whatever it is, and I just always comment on their shirt. And then, I said, so what do you do? Are you in the area? Do you have kids? And then, how often do you come here? So then I don't necessarily, some of them I prospect real quick, get their name and number, if it allows me to. Some of them I kind of warm them up the second, third time I see them. And then Core will tell you that there's people now who approach me because I've built a friendship with them. He's a witness. I had 2 or 3 guys do that today at the gym, and I'm there and I'm making friends, and I'm the social butterfly in the gym. So I'm going to go put myself in front of new people, and with time build a relationship and constantly invite people and invite people and invite people. Your job is to invite people to these meetings, no matter how hard it ever gets, but you need to make that a serious, you need to place serious commitment on you inviting people to these meetings. Whoever invites the most will eventually make the most. Okay, I hope you wrote that down. I hope you understand it. Whoever invites the most people eventually will make the most money here. So up to this point in this office, in my organization, I've invited the most people. That's why I make the most money. So for all of you guys, hopefully that's clear. You need to be inviting people over and over and over again. And by the way, repeat invite. It takes 6, 7 times. If you saw my Instagram video, it's 6, 7 times that you need to follow up before things fall in your favor. Things are not going to go your first 1 or 2 times, so that's why you need to have a system. So let me tell you a couple of things that I've done here. I have my assistant right there, Sandra. So I prospect a person. So let me go through my text messages to Sandra. Check this out. I just want to share this with you. Here we go. Let me bring up Sandra on my text message. We can put the Elmo on there. We can do that. Okay. Watch this. I'm gonna share some stuff with you guys. Can we hit one of those lights, man? And I want you guys just one. Can you flip it around? Yeah, there we go. I guess that didn't really make a difference.
The other way.
Let's do it the other way then. All right.
There you go.
All right, there we go. Okay. Let's go over some interesting stuff here. Hang on a second. Can I kind of tease you a little bit first?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Oh, it's still warming up here?
Yes.
All the women said yes. Anthony, can I tease you? He smiled. Mr. Poker Face got a smile out of him. All right, let's any day now. Ready? We're ready to go? Okay. So here we go. How do we do? Tell it. Right here? Flip it.
Lower.
How did I make it bigger right here?
There's a
Over here? Yeah. Boom, boom.
The other way.
Boom, boom. Boom, boom. So should you be inviting some people or what?
Yes.
So Tuesday, Friday, Tuesday, Friday, Tuesday, Friday. That's pretty cool, huh?
Your phone.
That's your phone.
So my phone went off. Oh, there. Okay. Pretty cool, huh?
Yep.
For all of you guys says, well, I don't know if this is for me. Well, I know that this is for me. I really know this is for me. There's no BS about this. This is for me. Yes, this is for me. And by the way, I'm pissed off that this is only 9,000. That one's only 9,000. My goal is to have every single one of them be double digits or 5 digits. So that's important. So anyway, you get a little taste of what it is. How did I get there? Well, let me tell you what I did and what I've been doing over and over again. So let me get to the work, because people love to see big money, but they don't necessarily want to do the work. So here we go. Let's talk about the work. So this is me. I'm gonna figure this out. Right there. Okay. So here we go. I got the name of the guy, and then remind me to send my WFG bio. This is someone that one of you guys sent me. There's a guy named Edward. So I get the name of the person, I lock it in my phone, and then I make it into what's it called, screenshot?
Yeah.
I screenshot it, and then I send it over to Sandra. Sandra collects all of my information, and she starts preparing for me a top 25 list. So therefore, Monday night, when his phone's on, or whenever I have my calls, she emails it to me, and then I have all of my, just stop that right there. I have all of my calls ready to make, so therefore I'm constantly calling people, because you need to have a little bit of system. Let me tell you, one of the problems that we've had is I get names and numbers, and then I goof up, I don't call them. So I did the work. I planted the seed, and then I don't know if it's going to grow or not, and then if it did grow, I walked away, and there it is. They were interested. I was supposed to follow up with them, and then I never did anything. So you need to create your system by which you prospect someone, and then you can have maybe like your spouse or your downline or somebody create a system. Rod, like for example, you and Pat, you go get the name and number, and then you shift it to her, and then she collects all of your names and numbers, and then every week you ought to have a brand new top 25 list. He or she that creates a top 25 list every single week and makes those calls and follows up will have a huge ass team, will make big money, because you're in the people business, and most people, it'll take 4, 5, 6, 7 times in order for them to say yes, for them to get a code number, for them to give you an appointment. There's activity on your part that's not being done that eventually causes for you not to capitalize on all the people you're contacting. I've contacted thousands of people, and then I've goofed up by not following up, by not calling them. So that's one of them right there. Let me go on to the next one. Let me see if I can. Okay, So there's another one right there, but let me show. Oh, here we go. Okay, you guys see that? Okay, so here's my next one. Oliver Ignacio, Centro Torneo Filipino, 24-hour fitness. Boom, I need to call this guy. He needs to be at the meeting. And by the way, I already told him about it. He says, yeah, sounds good. Let me know. And by the way, I'm going to call him today or probably tomorrow. I'm going to have him. And there's a guy's name. And then I put a little note. So I put my notes in there, and then I send it to Sandra, ready to go. And then she texts me back, received. So therefore, I know it's added to the top 25 list. Y'all with me?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got to create a little system in between you guys. Somebody's got to go get the names and numbers, forward them over to someone. And by the way, this is the way I'm doing it because I saw Angelica doing it, and I saw her really have success. And I'm like, wow, that's genius. I've been here all these years and never figured that shit out. What's wrong with me? So that's horrible. All right, here's another one. Let's keep adding them on. There's this one right here. So Basil Alls, Jordanian guy, Empire Nissan. By the way, Cora, I was with you when I met this guy, remember?
Absolutely.
Okay, so here's the guy's number. There's a guy's name. Dude's from Jordan, works at Empire Nissan in Ontario somewhere off the 15. Finance manager. Oh, well, come on over, my friend. I'll take care of you, free card, all that shit. Okay, cool. So guess what? My mom, didn't I buy my mom a brand new Nissan?
Yeah.
So now when we need to service the Nissan, we need to meet this guy. And by the way, him and his wife are both right there. I start talking to the wife. She says, oh, my husband. I said, oh, your husband must be rich because you don't work. She said, yeah, he's right there. I'm like, really? Come on over here, husband. And then, boom, started talking to the guy. Turned out to be a nice contact. Boom. Before you know it, probably become a client, maybe a recruit, maybe it refers me to someone. But the name of the game is you have to generate activity. You got to get in front of people that you're not in front of right now. And the gym is a great place for you to do that. There's other places I'm going to share with you right now. But let me keep going. Now that I'm on the road here, I'm fired up. I don't know if you noticed. Here's another one. Okay? Edgar, trucking business. I met this guy right outside of the bank, Wells Fargo. Went to Wells Fargo, handled some of my stuff. I met him outside of Wells Fargo. Lives in Glendora. Guy's from Venezuela. Trucking business. His name is Edgar. Real nice man. I says, hey, we need to together. See, come on, oh, see. Perfect. Boom. Another phone call. So what's stopping you from doing this right here? Let me ask you all a question. Do you offer a good product?
Yes.
How many people know about it? Oh! So you can have a really good product, but yet you're a secret agent. You don't talk to anyone. No one is enrolled into your vision. I have a big vision. My vision is to have offices throughout the United States. Hundreds of offices. Hundreds of people making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Y'all with me?
Yes.
So if you have a big vision, tell the world about it. And that mouth you have needs to be utilized, so therefore you can now affect people in a positive way. So I'm constantly communicating with people. By the way, I've been doing this for 19 years. I've had a lot of success, and I'm hungry. I want more. There's many of you guys in it, you haven't even got to your ring, and you're not working. There's something to be said about someone who works and makes a lot of money versus someone who doesn't work and is poor. There's so many people that are poor. There's so many people that have little money in the bank. There's so many people that are living on debt. There's just a problem with that. You know what it is? It's lack of desire. You've not decided to really be successful. When are you going to decide to be successful? I'm committed to becoming successful. For years and years and years, I've been committed to becoming successful. Let's keep the ball rolling. Look at this. Here's another guy. Another one. Maximiliano Aguilar. Met this man right here. By the way, he's from Zacatecas. Met at Tiger School. My son, he's from Saus de los Marques, Zacatecas. Retired guy. Boom. Do you think he's got some 401k money to roll over?
Yeah.
By the way, how did I meet this guy? He actually approached me. I'm there picking up my son from school, and I'm talking to him in Spanish, and the man's right there. He says, oh, ¿usted le habla español a su hijo? Like, yes. I turn around. I was like, and then he said, ¿de dónde? So we started talking to the guy, and he said, ¿de dónde? He asked me, where am I from? I said, I'm from Zacatecas. He's like, you are? I'm like, yeah, me too. Really? What part? Saus de los Marques. I never heard of that shit. Don't matter. I never heard no Saus de los Marques. I never heard of that. Right? But I heard of Zacatecas, and he heard of me too. By the way, he was there picking up his grandson. I'm there picking up my son. I said, we got to get together. Oh my God, you got to come over to my house. By the way, he lives in Covina. So here's the deal. Do you have kids? You pick them up from school? Do your kids have classmates? Do you go to the gym? Do you go to the bank? Do you go to Starbucks? Do you go to the cleaners? Do you go to a restaurant? Do you go to car wash? Do you go anywhere where people are at? Are you nice and shit, like, you know, real nice and quiet and real nice and broke? Or do you socialize? Do you talk to people? You got to get outside of your comfort zone. What about when this is like totally something you're comfortable with? Like, dude, I'm so comfortable talking to people. If you talk to enough people, you will make your dreams come true. My dreams are going to come true to the degree that I talk to people that I don't know yet. I already know a lot of people, but I need more. I need more wealth. I need more prospects. I need more markets. Look at this right here. So we've got that one. By the way, send it over to Sandra. Boom. Here's a text message received. Add that to the list. So I'm going to call them and follow up and follow up. Here's the deal. It might take me 7 calls in order for me to land an appointment with this guy. Probably invite him to the office. Maybe his son, because he's a grandfather. Maybe he was probably in his 60s. So I might, okay, do you have any kids? Do you have anyone who's ambitious in your family? Who do you know is sort of the go-getter in your family? But man, you got to be on it. So question for you. Do you have a system? Do you have a plan by which you're going to get some prospects and then start building your business? I'll assure you that I'll have in the next 2 or 3 weeks, I will have some of these people be my new direct recruits, 10 new practice appointments, more business, more direct deposits, more Tuesday, Friday, fatter amounts because I'm doing the work. And by the way, have a great attitude about doing the work. I just love it. I love talking to people because I know I can affect their life in a positive way. I'm going to affect my life in a positive way. Things are going to get rolling. I'm going to get excited about it. I'm going to keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, and don't get tired of it. You know, I want to share this with you a little bit. This is probably going to close, so just keep popping, okay? Let me share this with you guys for a second. Pulled up to the parking lot today here with my wife. My wife's right now picking up my son from his like end of the year little event at the school. Ran into one of our ex-SMDs that used to be with us, ran into him in the parking lot. And like, hey man, how's it going? He says, well, it's going pretty good. He's doing some other deal. And I said, you know you quit WFG because you didn't talk to enough people. He says, yeah, I know, man. He says, how come you didn't talk to enough people? That's the problem. You're not going to be in WFG successful if you don't talk to enough people. The reality is if you don't make money here, you eventually have to face the music and then you got to shrink your dreams. You got to go back to this little life you once left with hopes of one day having a big life, but you weren't willing to do the work. Let me instill in you right now, brother, you got to do the work. You got to get outside of your little comfort zone, your little shell that you live in, bust out of that shit, go talk to more people, grow some desire, get your dreams big, get your words, be excited about it, know when and how to deliver the message. But bottom line, this is happening out there. There are millions of people out there that have money, that are going to buy policies, that are going to roll over money, that need extra income. There's millions of people. Our room should have 40, 50 guests every single BPM, and yet we have, I don't know, 15, 20, or 10, or 12, or whatever we have in there. But bottom line, if each and every one of us here had 2 guests, how many would we have in there?
At least 40.
We'd have 100. Okay, so if 100 people came to every meeting, we'd recruit a third. Those are the ratios. Yep. 100 people come, about a third. So we'd have 33 recruits every Tuesday, and then every Saturday. So we'd have 66 new recruits every week, 66 new people who are going to do their 10 KTPs. So we would have 660 new KTPs every single week. Got it?
Yes.
What would the board look like? Well, we wouldn't be able to fit all the business here, or we would need to shrink the print, or we would need to like put it in a computer and then put it up here and have like a book verse of all the business that we run. How many more of you would have your ring? How many of you guys would get out of debt? How many of you guys would be able to retire your parents? So here's the message here. If you talk to more people, your whole world would open up. Everything about your life would change, your confidence would change, your belief in the business, your ability to enroll new people in it would quickly expand because you got on it. But if you keep this small little persona, your little quiet voice about you that you once in a while talk to people, then pretty much what has happened will continue to happen. Now, isn't that a sad story? Think about the last 3 years of your life, repeat it all over again. So 2015, 2016, 2017 looks very similar to 2018, 2019, 2020. Who wants to do that? I mean, you guys want to like explode out of where you're at? What it takes talking to people. Y'all with me? You got to talk to way more people, like way more people. And guess what? They're out there. Just look at the freeways. Look at the freeways. Look at all the. We just got word right now. The call center for Bank of America in Pasadena is going to lay off roughly 2,000 people. The lease is over, and they're closing shop. And those people, Randy, didn't you just say that?
Yes, sir.
Right, 2,000 people out of a job. By the way, the people who banked on, oh, I have a safe, secure job, bullshit. They cut your ass in a minute. You ain't got no safe, secure job. They will let you go in a minute. These banks, these institutions, these corporations, these platforms out there that are corporate-based, politically motivated, they will let you go the minute they can. You make pretty good money, you're the first to go. So, safe, secure job, that's a fallacy. That's a lie. That doesn't exist. And it doesn't exist long term, and you certainly can't bank on it. If you're not an entrepreneur, you need to learn how to be an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur means having some vision. Write that down. An entrepreneur means you got to have some vision. What does your next year look like? The next year after that? The next year after that? You better have some vision. Being an entrepreneur means you have vision. Number two, you have the courage / work ethic to make that vision a reality. The courage and the work ethic. And then number three, you got to have the freaking persistency. That means you got to be on it and on it and on it and on it year after year after year after year. This gentleman that I told you that I saw in the parking lot today, I said, so what happened, man? Why? I just kind of got burned out. I said, well, you allowed yourself to think that way. Guillermo Haro's been at WFG for 19 years. I never said the word burned out. I'm not burned out. I'm not a freaking candle. Burned out? What the hell's the problem? I'm not burned out. Kobe Bryant did the NBA for 20 years. You think he ever said, like the 14th year, I'm burned out? No. He had that desire that says, man, I can't wait to lace up these tennis shoes again. I'm going to go hit it hard. As long as my body can sustain, I'm going to go hit it hard again. Don't ever get burned out. By the way, that's a behavior, and that's something you accept, or you accept it, or you reject it. I reject that. I told him, I'm getting ready to say his name. I told him, I said, listen, man, you know, what day is it today? It's Tuesday. Guillermo Haro's been doing WFG for 19 years. Here it is Tuesday, dressed up, getting ready to show up to another BPM, and you did it for a couple of years, and you're burned out? Have you any idea how sorry your mentality is? What the hell's wrong with you? And you're young. You're young and you're already burned out. So what happens when you're 51? What happens when you're 57? You're already a piece of toast? You're a vegetable? You're already like, you've been gone a long time ago? I don't know about you, but I'm going to be doing this strong and hard for many more years. You better get your energy up. Guess what? The gym allows you to get some energy. The way you eat is energy. Your vision is energy. You need energy to do this, don't you? Yes. So all of you in here, you got this nice little quiet personality. You need to shake yourself out of that stuff. It's all the people with big energy and big dreams and big desires who make things go. So you need to put yourself in that position where you're going to be full of energy. You got big dreams. You got big aspirations. You're going to change people's lives. You're going to change your life. And you get one shot. This says life is a one-time proposition. Use it well. That's a nice quote. I just saw that on Instagram, so I decided to give it to you. You guys want to see this?
Yes. Yes.
Is this freaking awesome or what? Watch this. Watch this. All right. Listen closely. Teaching my kid how to negotiate. He's 5 years old. Is that cool or what?
Yes.
How many 5-year-olds know the word negotiate? If you're Guillermo Haro's son, then you do, right? Is that amazing or what?
Cool.
Somebody, does he always do this right here?
All the time.
Let's negotiate. He's got these little propositions for me, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, let me get out of here. Done. Let's go with some other stuff right here. Whoa, look at that. That was today. Lights. Questions. I want you to have 2 or 3 questions prepared for me in terms of how, why, all this. Let's talk. Let me see what I can do. Natalia, go ahead.
G, what is your follow-up call to the people that you already kind of told them a little bit about the business you're in?
Okay, well, give me the exact scenario. Go ahead.
Okay,
By the way, ask me a question, and then when you're done, then you sit down.
Okay, for
Stay right there.
example-
Stay strong. Go ahead.
For example, the retired guy from Zacatecas.
Okay.
Did you kind of tell him a little bit about the business or not yet?
No, I told him, let's just get together.
Okay.
Okay, so there's certain relationships that'll take 2 or 3 times in order to introduce a business. There's some that are quickly introduced. You have a little bit of a, what's the word, instinct. Okay, so if you do this enough, you'll have enough intelligence, enough vision, enough instinct to say, I think I can close you quick, or I think I need to work on you for a little bit before I can close you. Y'all with me?
Yeah.
How do you know that? Well, do it a lot. And then be intuitive. Listen, watch, inspect, ask questions, find out how right. By the way, when you pick, like I have fruit trees in my house. Some fruit you pick, not ready to eat, but a week later they are. Some fruit you pick, ready to eat right now. Y'all with me?
Yeah.
Okay, so the correlation there is some people you talk to, and you need to study it a little bit. So that means I've seen them, I talked to them. This guy from Zacatecas that I talked to, I probably need to court him a little bit. Probably invite him over to the house, let's have a tequila shot, let's get to know each other. And then what do you do? Tell me about your life. That way they like me and they're willing to open up. You with me? Little bit, people who are a little bit older school, people who are a little bit older, like this guy's in his 60s, chances are he's the kind of person that I can't go for the close real quick because now I come across like a salesman. I don't want him to look at me as a salesman. I want him to look at me as like, oh, I'm a paisano from Zacatecas. I like him. He's a good guy. We hung out together. And yeah, I like you and I trust you. Now I'll do business with you. That makes sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, so be intuitive. By the way, how do I know that? Because I've done it so many times. And then you got to have some pretty decent common sense. You got to have some pretty decent intuition. And then you got to be a little confident. You got to know your words, and you got to study the scenario. And I learned all that stuff by showing up to meetings, and I would hear a guy like me talk about that, and I would write it down. It's like, that doesn't make sense. Okay, so some people are ready to go. Typically, if they're older, you shouldn't be trying to close them real quick. Someone's 57 years old, conservative, you shouldn't be trying to close them real quick. You should build a relationship with them. Some people need a little bit more hand-holding. Some people are ready to go. Make sense? Okay, good question. Right here. Yes, sir. Garrett?
You know, when you're talking to business owners or the people that are just working, you know they'd be good, you know, quote unquote higher identity people.
Okay.
But they're at their business, or they own several businesses from like, I don't know, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day. What's your stance on like going to see them as opposed to trying to get them to a meeting, or how do you work that?
Great question. Stay right there, Garrett. If they're local, so like for example, we're here in San Dimas. There's business owners in Covina.
Yeah.
I'll take a 15-minute drive to go to Covina. I'm not going to go to Temecula to see some guy. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
But I'll go see a guy 10, 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. The guy's in Ontario, the guy's in Montclair, the guy's in, I don't know, Chino. I'll go locally around here to see him and just sort of like occasionally pop by and pop by. Now that takes work, that takes diligent effort. And then I'll pop by and say, hey, I was just in the area, man, was thinking about you, and go there and chit-chat with him a little bit. And then keep pouring on them, drip, 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 7 drips, boom, maybe you get them to a BPM, or maybe they finally give you a KTP.
Let's say you get, like, you do that and you code them. You know, from popping by, you code them.
You're saying you're trying to get them engaged in the business?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because, you know, business owners probably want to make money.
Okay.
You code them from a 101,000 man square. How do you deal with them if they can never come? Or they quote them.
I'm okay if someone gets licensed and sends me referrals and their license, and I'll be glad to split the business with them. I'm okay doing that.
Okay. So you're not trying to like,
No,
obviously you're trying to get.
Some people's lives do not coordinate in a way where they can follow our system. It just, I was sort of a little bit of too difficult with that in my past years, to the point like, no, if they're serious, they got to come to the meeting. Well, it's just, you also could have had some people that you don't, because maybe your guidelines are a little bit too strenuous. Loosen up a little bit. You do have your referral sources, although those aren't necessarily the people you're going to be able to count on. But here's the deal, I'd rather have them than not. So if you got this, I don't know, this administrator person, pretty sharp, but they're really busy, they got family, soccer, church, all that stuff going on, they can't come to the meetings, and they're clear with you, but they'll send you quality referrals, and you go do the legwork, and you split them on it. They start receiving checks for $300, $400, $500, $800, $1,300, $1,500. It'll catch their attention, and then sooner or later, they'll get sick of that, and then this looks far more attractive. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, yes sir.
Gene, you talk about the 7 drips that you do with like somebody you prospect.
Okay.
Traditional business, they use billboards, they use commercials. What do you use for WFG?
Me?
Yes.
Right tongue. See that tongue right there? It's maybe millions of dollars. Your tongue, your mind, your energy, your vision, your talk, your tone, your voice is underused, and that's why you get underpaid. Why don't you use it? Why don't you just make it a point? It's like today, I'm not going to bed until I talk to 25 people. Watch your business explode. The right words will land in the right ears, get enough people to take enough action, and boom, your business will explode. So you have got to be your biggest advertiser. Who's interested in your business more than you? Nobody. So you have got to do this work. You got to promote yourself. You got to promote the business, promote yourself, and you got to let people know, hey, we got part-time income, we have recurring income, we got bonuses, we have a product that everybody can afford, everybody needs, and everybody wants. They don't know it yet, but everybody wants this. They don't know it yet, but everybody wants it. Everybody wants financial security for their family, or at least they should. Make sense?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. By the way, I love these questions, guys. This is awesome. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
So you said it takes about 6 or 7 times to do a follow-up?
Sometimes takes more, sometimes less, but let's say on average.
Yeah. So my question is, how often are you making the phone calls to the same people? And what do your messages sound like?
Intuition, sometimes it's every 3 days, sometimes it's every 2 months, sometimes it's every week, sometimes it's every week and a half. Gauge it. Gauge it. Know who they are, what they're about. How responsive are they? Like, you ever notice that some people you text, they don't text you back for 10 days. There's other people you text, they text you back in 2 minutes. Is there anything to learn from how quickly someone gets back to you?
Absolutely.
Okay, so gauge it.
And what do your messages sound like? What do they say?
When I talk to them?
Yeah.
I'm not big on leaving voice messages. I'm not opposed to someone doing that. I personally kind of don't like that because I don't really check my voice messages a whole lot. I gather to think that if someone calls me and leaves me a voice message, it'll be on there, and it might be 14 days later and I might get to it, and it's like it's already